Welcome to the journey of history. In this video, we are going to learn very exciting topics like history, its importance, and formation of dates and times. At the end of this video, few questions will be asked. The first 3 students who leave the correct answers in the comment box will be the winners, and a virtual certificate will be provided to each of them. So, watch this video till the end. Yesterday, I went to the market. Last year, I had attended my uncle's wedding. About 73 years ago, in the year 1947, India got its freedom. All these sentences tell us about the past events, and the past events are known as history. But all that had happened in the past are not necessary to be included in the study of history. But why? It is because history is the study of the past events which had influenced or has an influence in our lives. For example, yesterday I went to the market. Last year I had attended my uncle's wedding. These 2 past events are not important to be remembered for the people or for the society. On the other hand, about 73 years ago, in the year 1947, India got its freedom. This past event of the history is very important for all the people of India, as it has a great influence in their lives. So, what is history? History is all about the past events that has a great influence in our lives. What is the study of history about? It is about how the early people lived. It is about their food habits, their clothing, their occupations, and also their economy. What more information does the history gives us? It tells us how societies and cultures have developed over time. It helps us to understand the different changes that took place and how the society that we live in had formed. Who brings all these informations to us? People who help us to know about the past events are called historians, which means the historians study the history. Here is an info capsule for you. Herodotus is regarded as the father of history. He was the first historian. How do the historians study history? They first collect information from the sources, sort or arrange them, study them, analyze them, study them in details, and then finally put them together to recreate the past. Why should we study the history? By studying history, we can understand people and societies in a better way. For example, we can understand why people are different in physical appearances and why their thoughts are different from each other. We can understand why certain cultures and societies have survived till today and why others have vanished. For example, Sati Pratha was a historical Hindu practice in which a widow sacrifices herself by sitting at the top of her husband's funeral pyre and burned to death. This violent and illegal practice was then abolished by Raja Ram Mohan Roy. On the other hand, the ancient Namaste culture is still practiced by us. This culture survived because it is a way of greeting others and believed to be a unique culture. The study of history helps us to know where do we come from and who were our ancestors. For example, millions of Hindus, particularly Bengali speaking from East Pakistan, migrated to India's various states, mainly West Bengal, during 1947. Therefore, it is possible that our ancestors may have come from one state or country to another state or country. Formation of dates and times. This is the month of June and the year 2021. We have different time schedules too. But have you ever imagined how these dates and times were formed? Historians have divided the past into three broad time periods: prehistory, proto-history, and history. Prehistoric is the period for which there are no written records. An example of prehistoric period is when dinosaurs lived on Earth. It was known mainly through archaeological discoveries, study, research, etc. Proto-history is a period between prehistory and history, during which a culture or civilization has not yet developed writing, but other cultures have already noted its existence in their own writings. For example, the Indus Valley civilization, that was the earliest non-urban culture of the Indian subcontinent, has been accepted as a part of the proto-historic period. History is a period for which written records are available. For example, some primary sources like letters, autobiographies, government documents, newspapers, or books written at that time belong to the period of history. Dating the events of history. Since there is no written records on when time began, historians assigned the year of the birth of Jesus Christ as year 1. The years before year 1 were known as before Christ or BC, and the years after that were known as Anno Domini or AD. In the recent years, the terms BC and AD were often replaced with before Common Era and Common Era. We use the term circa when the date of an event is unknown. As we say, a century is 100 years. Therefore, the years between year 1 to year 100 is referred to as first century CE. So children, explanation of the first part of history is over. And here are your questions to which you can answer in the comment box.